Okay, so this week we talked about the binomial distribution. We said that it carries a couple things. N, which is the number of trials. Okay, so that is the first thing. It also has P, that's just going to be the probability of success. Okay, and then X is going to be the number of successes. Okay, so that's what we have. So let's just practice with the calculator to be sure that we are doing this correctly. Okay, the first thing that we got to look at is there's actually two different functions in the binomial calculator and the regular calculator. One of them is binomial PDF. The other one's what we call binomial CDF. Okay, now binomial PDF, this is the one that we're going to be using. It has N, P, and X. Okay, this one also has N, P, and X, but this X is very, very different. Okay, it adds the probabilities less than or equal to it. Okay, so that's what it does. So this one we will be doing in class, right? This will be in class because I really want to show you in class physically. This one we're going to do right now so that we can just practice putting it in the calculator. Later on, we'll deal with the word problem. So let's say, for example, let me give you an N. Let me give you a P. So let's say N was equal to 15. So maybe I was tossing a coin 15 times. The probability of getting heads is going to be 0.45. So let's say, for example, I want to figure out the probability that X is equal to, I don't know. Let's say X was equal to 8. Okay. So now let's go ahead and see what we should do. So this one, what we're going to use binomial PDF. Binomial PDF. This one is going to be for equals to, whenever you have an equal to. Binomial PDF. N in this case is going to be equal to 15. P is going to be equal to 0.45. And X is going to be equal to 8. So whatever calculator you have, go ahead and plug it into your calculator. So I'm going to use this graphing calculator. So if you have the graphing calculator, remember that the things that you want to be able to do is you're going to press second vars. Then you're going to scroll all the way down to binomial PDF. I'm going to press enter. This is a newer calculator, so I can plug in my N, my P, and my X. So this is going to be 15. Then I'm going to press down. It's going to be 0.45. And my X value is going to be 8. Okay, enter. So for those that don't have a older calculator, what you'll get is actually binomial PDF, and you'll have a parenthesis. You can enter the numbers with the comma afterwards. Okay, so mine just does it. Okay, and my answer here is going to be 0.16. Okay, so my answer here is 0.16. That is my answer. Okay, something that you might want to practice also, you might want to practice writing this. Let me use my eraser for now. You might want to practice just writing down your individual probabilities and write them like this. So you can say probability of X equals 8 is equal to all of that. Okay, if you just want to practice. Okay, now let's do part B. Let's say we want to find the probability of X equals, I don't know, let's say X equals 14. So we got 14 heads. Okay, so the probability that X equals 14, well, let's do it again. Binomial PDF. N hasn't changed, it's still 15. P hasn't changed either, it's just 0.45. X is just equal to 14 in this case. So nothing has changed. The only thing that I'm doing is just changing the value of X. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Second vars. Go all the way down to binomial PDF. Whoops, what did I do? To binomial PDF. Okay, number of trials is still 15. This is still 0.45. Now my X value, however, is now going to change to a 14. Okay, press enter, and this is what you get. Okay, so it's not, the answer is not 1.15. It's not that, because notice that here you actually have something else. You have this e, so you have e to the negative 4. So you're gonna have this e to the minus 4. What this means, this is scientific notation. So in other words, this is 1.15 times 10 to the negative 4. Okay, that is my answer. Now, this is actually a very small probability because if you remember scientific notation, this negative 4 tells me that I'm moving the decimal point 4 times over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my probability actually is 0.00015. So not very likely. It's very close to 0. So be aware that you might have this E, especially if you have the graphing calculator. The TI-36 actually is very nice. It actually does decimal form for you, so you don't need to worry about this. But the graphing calculator people, you actually do. Okay, so hopefully this helped out. You can make up your own problem if you want. If you want to read ahead and know what binomial CDF does, you can go ahead and do it. I was going to give you guys a worksheet, but I actually want to go ahead and a worksheet online so that you guys can practice, but I want to go ahead and do it with you guys so that you guys can see me do it, especially when we're working with this one, because the CDF can be a little bit weird. But yep, that's it.